Today's Learning Target 17, Day 2. We're going to take a look at graphing using a table, as well as graphing using an x and a y-intercept. So we've already seen the y-intercept, that's the start value of our graph, and where the definition of the y-intercept is where the graph crosses the y-axis. So remember, our coordinate plane, we've got our x-axis and our y-axis. Let's say we have a line like this. Where the graph crosses the y-axis is the y-intercept. And the ordered pair, if we were to plot that point, our x value is 0 because we're going 0 units left or right, and then we're going up or down y units. So when we're looking at the x-intercept, or where the graph crosses the x-axis, that would be this point right here, and this would be an x value left or right, and then we're going up or down 0. The y value would be 0 when we have an x-intercept. So keep that in mind when we get to intercepts. Those points will be important. First, we're going to take a look at graphing using a table of values. So our first step is to set up a t-chart and choose any 4 values for x. So a t-chart looks like an xy chart or a table. And looking at my equation, I've got integers. I like to choose 0 because it's easy. I like to choose at least one positive and one negative, and then we'll throw 2 on there as well. So actually what I'm going to do is modify my table a little bit. And I'm going to put the equation in the middle. Because what we're going to do is take our x values, substitute them into the equation for x to solve for y, which is probably what step 2 says. Okay, so 2 times negative 1 minus 5. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, minus 5 is negative 7. 2 times 0 is 0, minus 5 is negative 5. 2 times 1 is 2, minus 5 is negative 3. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 5 is negative 1. And then we use those values in our t-chart to plot our ordered pairs. So our first ordered pair is negative 1, negative 7. Our second ordered pair is 0, negative 5. Our third ordered pair is 1, negative 3. And then our last one is 2, negative 1. I'm going to extend my line. So the reason we're looking at a table of values is because I want you to understand that there's not just 2 points that have that rate of change. It is any 2 points on the graph have that rate of change. So if we look here, we're going up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Here we could look at going up 4 over 2 between those points, but it would still simplify to 2 over 1. We could even look at points that aren't on nice coordinates. So for example, this point here, if we go up 2 over 1, we hit another point on the graph. So between any 2 points on the line, you have that constant rate of change. That's what makes it a linear function. We're going to take a look at creating some table of values with fractions so that I can help you choose ordered pairs that will make our chart nice when we go to graph it. So I'm still going to set it up. I'm going to put my equation in the middle here. And because I know the first thing I'm going to do is multiply by 1/3, I'm going to choose my values to be multiples of 3. So I'm going to do 2 negative numbers. 6 is a multiple of 3. 3 is a multiple of 3. 0, of course, makes any multiplication easy. And then 3. So look what happens when I substitute these values in for x, which is step 2. 1/3 of 6, or negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2, minus 5 is negative 7. 1/3 of negative 3 is negative 1, minus 5. 1/3 of 0 is 0, minus 5. And 1/3 of 3 is 1, minus 5 is negative 4. So now we're going to plot those points, and now we have all nice integers. So our first ordered pair is -6, -7. Our second one is -3, -6. Zero, -5. And 3, -4. So then we've got our line here. With again, that rate of change between any 2 points on the graph as 1/3. We're gonna go over one more table of values because this time my fraction has a numerator. So I'm gonna remind you how to multiply fractions with integers. All right, again, I'm going to choose my 4 values to have that are multiples of 4 because I'm going to be dividing by 4 with my slope. So I'm going to do -4, 0, 4, 8. Substituting in, remember this bar that I just drew means divide. So I like to divide first. You can also, if you insist, turn your integer into a fraction. And essentially here, I'm just going to cancel my 4's. -3 times -1 is 3 plus 1. Multiplying by 0, I get 0 plus 1. Multiplying by 4, similar process for multiplying by -4. My 4's cancel. -3 plus 1 is 2. Sorry, -2. And then my 4 is here. 4 goes into 8 twice. -3 times 2 is -6, plus 1 is -5. So we did step 2, that was substituting. Now we're going to graph our ordered pairs. So we've got -4, 4 for our first ordered pair. 0, 1. 4, -2. And then 8, -5. Now make sure again that your line matches the sign of your slope. So looking at our equation, our slope is negative and our line is falling, so they match up.